Hello, everyone. Welcome. It's Saturday, the 27th of January, 2024. And see who we have in the house like Jeffrey Morlock is right here. And of course, the big four in the house, plus my humble self. We say hello to everyone. Welcome, Jeffrey. Welcome, everyone. So I think let's just go to business. If any of these men here want to say hi, they will say it at some point. However, just say hi to them if you would really like to. Jeffrey, the topic for today says we are talking about the 4 pillars of ONPASSIVE. However, we give you the mic to say whatever thing you have in mind, and then the tech guys will follow after you. Thank you, bro.
Bam! Let me tell you something. If you haven't been catching up with what's going on here, folks, you need to get engaged because, I mean, stuff just got hot last night, all right? Check out the video that I just put out. It's called Start Your Engines because we're at that spot, right? Ash finalized. Oh, wait a minute. Let me stop. Thank you so much. I appreciate being here. I appreciate you four techs. Man, I mean, we're tech heavy today. I love it. That means I'm going to learn a whole lot of mojo going on. So life is good. Thank you. I appreciate that. Now, Ash finalized the script for OConnect, right? And we talked about that since the 25th. He's finally got that going, and the migration process has already started. So we're exactly where we need to be, and I believe we're exactly as he has predicted that we would be, right? And this is going to be a game changer. But there's a lot more. There's a whole lot of stuff coming up, right? So if you're happy with what we've got right now, you better hang on because he's got, and I'm specifically talking about OConnect, because he's got a whole bunch of AI components he's working on. And I'm hoping these techs are going to be able to flush some of that out because I'm not really sure what he's at, but I know that they will, right? So you wait till you see what he's got coming. And Mr. Mufareh indicated that OConnect will be setting the standard for every other product that we got coming out of ONPASSIVE. And that is going to be phenomenal. Now, what's coming? Well, Ash talked about his vision, right? To create a better market, a cleaner, ethical market. Everything centralized, meaning that it's simplified, it's easy to understand, all on one platform where, you know, everybody has access to it and can afford it, right? One that's going to give people like us a break, you know, level the field, so to speak. And this is exactly what he's been doing and talked about. So the ecosystem, which is a complete digital AI-driven solution for businesses and nonprofits and individuals, right? It's a single sign-on. It's done. Our EOS is done. ONPASSIVE Eco. Our OES is done. And obviously, we've got a rollout process. Mr. Mufareh has talked about that, and he's told us pretty much what's coming out if we've been listening, right? What products he's going to be rolling out first. He said there's some that we know about, and there's some that we don't, but for the most part, they're all set. They're all ready to be phased in a rollout, a strategic rollout throughout this year. We got the EOS, the ONPASSIVE ecosystem, which is, you know, it's a unique platform. Users register for digital solutions through a SaaS business model. Obviously, we've got OConnect. That is a massive, massive project. It's the best video conferencing software on the planet, in shortly put, right? OMail, revolutionary web email platform. ONET, we've got that's slated to be one of the most excellent social media platforms available, or that will be available, especially when we roll into ONetwork. Now we've got OTrim. We know about that one, custom URL shortener, right? I mean, it's really cool, makes things easy to send and share. OTracker. Oh, I love OTracker. OTracker is a beautiful web analytics program. I believe it's going to be the next one to come out, the next paid product out in the market, other than the OConnect new version, which we're going to get. The OTracker is a AI-powered web analytics solution, and I got to put this plug in there because OTracker has got more features in it and more functionality than all of the other web analytics out there combined. So, man, and it's beautiful. It's got some top-notch text. I hope the tech guys get into this. We also heard Ash talk about programs like O-Verify, right, for KYC. And KYC is Know Your Customer, sometimes called Know Your Client. See, there's a mandatory check for process of identities, verifying identity and stuff. And when you use that, well, it just makes things a whole lot safer. And in a nutshell, O-Verify is a verification solution, and it's going to be more advanced than anything that we've got out there in the market anywhere here now. Mr. Mufareh also talked about some products, Enjoy, O-Women, O-Bliss, we've seen a couple times before in action. Those haven't been brought into the limelight yet, but that's kind of the ball of products we're working with right now. There are more in the background that we'll be learning about as we move forward. Now, Mr. Mufareh also talked about the vision and the pillars of his vision, right? He talked about his vision often. He does that quite a bit, but he talked about pillars, and then he started naming them, and I was like, oh, I got to get these notes, you know. It's really kind of cool. So the first pillar of his vision, right, was to complete the digital ecosystem. Done. Right? It's a one-stop shop. It's done. It's not on the market yet. It's not available fully on the market yet, but it's done. The second pillar of his vision was the independent exclusive domain registrar, right? Operating globally. We know that that's been done through the ICANN accreditation. The third pillar was having our own data center, which again, UTECH, I'm really hoping you guys are going to talk about that, because that project has been underway for, well, we've been talking about it for at least 2 years, right? And while I'm at it, many thanks to the technicians and everybody, all the engineers, everybody working tirelessly. I mean, these guys, they've gone across continents, you know, they've gone across oceans and countries, and they have developed for us in this data center a very unique, very disruptive, game-changing entity for us in the field specifically of data hosting. So it's not absolutely complete yet, right? But the biggest part of it's been done. So we could rightfully say, you know, Ash says it's a done deal. Now the fourth pillow, and this one's huge too, because we get crawling right into this thing under the blanket with it next week. The fourth pillow is the payment processing solution and being our own bank acquirer, I think is the term, right? So that we can have our own complete financial solution, the wallets, you know, everything needed for money mobilization. Mobilization is just the transfer of money and all that, moving it around, mobilizing it, right? That's going to give us, the fourth pillar is going to give us the complete independence without our own process that we want. You know, we've never wanted to be beholden to any kind of third-party people, and Ash has held true to that. I mean, he started that back in 2019 when he had the first text that created Go founders say, wow, you know what? We don't have the software we need, so we're going to start building it ourselves. And that's what he did. Now, I got to say, Ash makes it look kind of easy, you know, by saying, oh, ONPASSIVE's got 4 pillars in this. But, you know, it's not. By putting them all in one place, right, an integrated unit like we do, all the moving parts, superior products, they're all working together, the culture, the heart that we got in there, right, and implementing it, man, that is monumental. I mean, this is not something small that's being done, and doing it the way we do it is going to make a colossal impact on this whole year. So it's shaping up to be something spectacular for us. And I would be remiss if I didn't say we've also got that A-bomb hanging out in the background somewhere. We know that was done last year, November, but it hasn't been rolled out. They haven't told us about it yet. You know, and it's like we're still waiting on that. And oh, by the way, while I'm talking about still waiting and not hearing, Mr. Mufareh talks also about a general rule that basically says, hey, just because we're not talking about something we talked about before doesn't mean that it's not happening. It's happening. It's still going on. It's not being disabled or delayed or anything like that, right? So just kind of cool your jets and know that just because we haven't talked about something doesn't mean it's gone by the wayside. That's not the case at all. And then he immediately came into our favorite topic, the payout process. And he said, you know, as an example, we talked about January commissions, the process of paying them out specifically. And obviously that hasn't been done yet, but everything is on track to finish out this month in a very, very bang, ONPASSIVE, powerful way. And a little sidebar. My page, my message for this right now is just we're almost there. So be patient. Don't get all weird. You know, I mean, have some patience and just know that we're on the way, and we're all eager. But the payout, the actual payout process takes a little longer than probably what we'd expected. We just need to be a little patient because it is happening, and it is going to arrive. Now, Mr. Mufareh also went into again a little bit of a sidebar here. He went into how we had a couple of merchants, and this goes to explain why it's taken so long. You know, and he said, hey, we had a couple of merchants that were some bad actors. They kept quite a little bit of our money from the system, right? Yeah, okay, they stole from us. I'll just put it out there, right? And apparently there was a processor, and then there was somebody else at an acquiring bank, and they were related. They were playing hard and loose with ONPASSIVE monies. And Ash said, you know, hey, we saw the games they were playing. They said some things that simply weren't true. They falsely accused us of some other stuff. And they made stuff up to defend what they had done, which was just bad stuff, right? He said, we understood that what they were doing was going to negatively affect the ONPASSIVE reputation. He said, this is not something that we could let stand. So we had to fight for it, right? You may remember 2.5 years ago, Mr. Mufareh said, this is our business and we will protect it with blood and bone. And that's exactly what they're doing. So as a result, there's been an ongoing legal battle that has made it all the way to the highest authorities in the countries where these folks operate. And that fight, that legal battle, is about to render a remedy for us to the damage that was taking place. And we expect that to actually that outcome to take place in stages. He said the first thing that's got to happen, and they expect this to be imminent, is the release of the funding or the funds, the money they took and they're hanging on to. And secondly, ONPASSIVE says, you know, they're going to compensate all those that were negatively affected, the company, the staff, some of the vendors, you know, that sort of thing. But just know that there's a legal process going on. So Ash and all those involved have to be really careful about what they say, others in the company as well. At any rate, we don't really need to worry about it. The company's got it well in hand, and what matters most is we're going to be successful in our efforts to get remedy, right? And not only that, but and I like this idea that we should also get some sort of good compensation as a recompense for the damage that those companies caused us in delay and hardships and just all sorts of stuff. Meanwhile, we could expect the funds that they took from us to be imminent. And as soon as that happens, we're expecting the payouts to begin, perhaps as early as next week, which we'll talk about here. Mr. Mufareh also talks about employees that we've hired. And he said, you know, over the years, we've hired about 2,000 employees. And he brought this up because he says, you know, we were thoroughly questioned and a lot of people were wondering about that. He said, but 2,000 is a pretty good number. He said, a lot of them has left, so we don't have 2,000 anymore. We probably have, you know, somewhere north of 1,000, maybe. I don't know. That's my opinion. But they say, well, why did they leave? Well, I mean, quite frankly, who cares, right? Maybe they weren't a good fit, or maybe they violated some code of conduct rules, or maybe they just didn't agree or couldn't hack our integrity or spirit or whatever. Doesn't really matter. But the point is that is still a massive, massive accomplishment to grow this fast and to accrue those types of numbers for employees. To go through the process of staffing and filtering all that, and appraising them, yada, 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 you know, all the HR and the finance stuff alone will bury you. So the point is we're continuing to expand in more and more regions with more and more offices, and the process takes time. And understanding this, you should understand why we are where we are right now and the importance of being equipped and staffed for the vision that Mr. Mufareh has got, which obviously is huge, really can't be overstated. And again, I would like to just thank each and every one of the leaders and the techs and developers and engineers that are all working to make this such an incredible company across the globe, because they help to stabilize everything for all of us. And I certainly like that. Now, the payout numbers, that was that was something huge too. I like the idea of knowing in a couple of years all the pillars are going to be in place. We're having the staff and the budget and all the equipment, the properties and all that. Man, that's going to be there. In the meantime, we're getting ready. This is a point where we're just about ready to see that checkered flag and the engine started and we're all taking off. And when that starts to happen, that's Ash says, hey, that's when the fun begins, you know. He thought, first of all, talking about numbers, he said, you know, I thought it was going to be 10 million. I've looked at some of the numbers and we got new reports. At least we knew that these payments would start, that maybe wouldn't finish in January, but we'd get them start. Turns out what he's expecting now is to start the release of about 37 million this month. That's $37 million in bonuses, commissions, and some various credits that are available. As a point of interest, there was about 37,000 requests for withdrawals or payouts, and those payouts range anywhere from $25 to $25,000 per request. That to me just was like, wow. I mean, I wouldn't even know how to keep up with something like that. But anyway, keep in mind, this is just the beginning. And if we had not been cheated by those corrupt entities, those companies, right? If we could have focused more on rolling out the products instead of focusing on legal battles, then we'd have certainly be seeing more and higher commissions. And certainly those commissions or the number of payouts would have certainly all been a lot higher as well. Now, last night, Mr. Mufareh came on and he talked about next week. And this is great because as of Monday, the 29th, Monday coming up, we're set to start making bulk payouts and taking care of all those pending withdrawal requests. It's going to be a gradual progression. They're going to start out with a certain amount, probably a small amount, see how that goes. I mean, if anybody knows the system, the techs do. They know that you put it out there, you put a load on it, you stabilize it, you put it back out there, you put a load on it, you stabilize it, and that's what he's going to do with these payouts. He's going to put payouts out, clear them up, put a bigger clump of payouts in there, more bulk, and until they're all cleared out, which is fantastic. Now, on Wednesday of next week, the 31st, at midnight, that's the last time that we're going to be accepting, ONPASSIVE is going to be accepting the payments of the current version of OConnect at the current price, specifically by credit cards. Okay, a couple of days later, he's going to be halting the crypto payments. But as of next Wednesday, okay, there's your shot over the bow. So, you know, now we're going to resume, or we're going to reopen for renewals of OConnect with a new registration, which will include new members. And that's going to be at the new rate and with new processors. And I hope you're getting that right. Next week, processors are going live. I'm like, dang, you know, I mean, my brain's on fire over here. So how could you not love that? Anyway, all this is going to be rolled out essentially as a commercial launch. So this is a big deal. All right. And immediately following that stuff, we're going to be releasing more information about the pending products that we've all talked about. Now, we're only talking days before all this happens. And once all this is done, right, the activity, it's going to take us into the next phase. And to help us get there, Mr. Mufareh also said that they're going to give us an additional 10 days tacked on as an extension for what we've currently got. And that'll give them the time to make all this magic happen. And I'll tell you what, it's very realistic, in my opinion, to expect hundreds of millions, whether you're talking about people coming into ONPASSIVE or you're talking about dollars going out. Man, it's going to be an exciting year. And that's that. I try to make it fast.
Oh my God, guys, if you listened at the very beginning, Jeffrey was like, it's going to be phenomenal. And you have just been very phenomenal. Thank you so much for that powerful overview of the entire week, touching, touching every key exciting thing and not leaving a pin out. Thank you, Jeffrey. And guys, if you are just joining us now, the topic for today is the 4 pillars of ONPASSIVE. And what Jeffrey did here in his brilliant presentation, he actually spotted them out all of them as you find them. I was just like, I am so proud of this man I'm listening to. And now, guys, it's what Jeffrey did was just a tip of an iceberg. That was just an appetizer. It's just about to be hot right now. So stay tuned, share. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out Jeffrey's YouTube channel. And of course, let's go. Collins, if you listened, Jeffrey made mention of the 4 pillars and he picked them out just as I rightfully got it from you guys. They are there on our graphic. So I just let you go from wherever you're inspired to begin from. Comfort, sure.
Yes, Comfort. Thank you, Jeffrey. Jeffrey just, you just dissect everything, and that's really powerful. Very good information. Just want to thank you so much, Jeffrey, for everything you're doing. So I just hope many people are watching this and they're listening to what you just said, because that's exactly what it is. So let's look at the 4 pillars. So before we even start, my brothers, don't even go into the 4 pillars. I just want to look at it from another angle. When Mr. Ashford always make this statement, he said, the world will know your name. He said, we are going to own it. Owning it. Some people will think that, oh, you need to own all the whole internet space or the 5.5 billion internet users. Of course, if we own them, and so what? We need them to come in. But when he said, own it, we will own it, he is talking about the 4 pillars. Because how do you own everything if you don't have those 4 pillars? The reason why, when you look at it, own it, is about having total control of your business without, or you have limited access of third party, total control of your business. That's the word, the meaning of owning it. You don't, most of the time, the third party, they are taking a lot of things. Just imagine when you store with AWS, how much do you think you will pay? You want to have, you take like, okay, we're talking about payment processor, third party, they'll milk you. Anywhere you go, domain register, they'll still milk you. But now just think about owning all of these things, these 4 pillars. When Mr. Ash said, we just have to own it. The reason why he said that and he decided to go this way is because he knows that there is just no way out. If you want to deal with too many third party, it means your product will be so expensive because you'll not be able to, it will not be affordable the way he wants it to be affordable to the common people. You put all of those expenditure out. How can you go that cheap? But now he said, you know what? For us to make our product highly effective and affordable, for high quality product for affordable price, we need to own it. And owning it means we need to own the 4 pillars, which is the entire ecosystem, build everything, put it in one place with a single sign-on, have a domain register, which is very important because you cannot have a business, a present online without domain. Domain gives you the location of your address, where you are located in the World Wide Web. You need to have a data storage. Where do you store your data? You need a data center, which my brothers, they will talk about it. And then you need a payment processor because your product can hang in there. People can see it, but how do they pay for it? They want it, yes, they love it. But how are they going to pay for it? You need a what? You need a payment processor. And sometimes I use the term cash register where you can pay, check out, check in, and the system can calculate how much is your turnover for that day. Hands-free. All of these things, there are things that are very, very essential for you to be able to own a business. Some companies, maybe they have like 2, 3 of these. We're talking, they either have domain, they have the cash registered, they have few products, then that is it, done. They give the rest to third party. I said, no, we are going all the way. He always said, we have to go all the way. It means we are owning every sector, every little things that will make us more efficient and effective without the reliability of third-party suppliers. So one of the things, ecosystem, is it done? Yes, done. And they will start the rollout, as Jeff said, rolling out of the product. Then now the single sign-on is already there. Domain, check, done. Data center almost complete. Almost. He said the bigger part, the majority is almost done. And our OConnect is hosted now on what? On our data center. Complete. Done. And he's talking about migration of all of the rest coming. Payment processor, just a little bit. And soon, as I said, they will announce it. You're talking about payment processor of Visa and MasterCard. Yesterday, he said it. Soon, India will have what? Visa and MasterCard powered by ONPASSIVE. They will be the first continent to start to use Visa and MasterCard. For what? For limited charges, as compared to all the other banks that give out Visa and MasterCard, and they charge you some type of crazy money monthly or weekly. I said it will be affordable, and the rollout will start in India because that is strategy. Where can you get that? And then soon it will just go across the continent. So I will leave it there for my brothers and comfort to take it and then throw it out there.
Yeah, sure. I know that everybody's boiling, but guys, hold your peace because it will come to your turn, definitely. So my brother Vincent, Collins has touched a few here and there. I would like you to just concentrate on the data center and tell us how it's going to be one of the pillars in this movement. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Comfort. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you, my brother Bob, Oliver, and Collins to be here as well. Thank you. Nice to see you, all of you. So today, the 4 pillars, the data center. Data center in one of, they are all very important. But when we talk about digital product today, all the digital product, you need to be in a big house. So we need also a data center for our digital product, because all this digital product, this very good and massive product, fantastic. I don't have even what to say to appreciate this product we have. We need a place called data center to put in there. So when all this is in our data center, is also, my brother here, they know more about security, is also for the best and good reason. The first one is for security reason, because it's in our own house. So is more protected, and then the data linking, we are protected. It cannot go out. It's in our own data center. And then also, we don't pay money for third party, like my brother Colin said it. Colin said it all. We don't pay money for third party to host our infrastructure. So it's everything, our servers, everything we need in the IT system for digital world is in our own house. So we don't have to go for third party to rent and then to give them money again. So it's good. It saves us money. It saves us also time. So this is the benefits of having a data center. Not every company in this world have a data center. So a company who have a data center is a well-based company, and then ONPASSIVE have a data center. So we are the one of the best company in the world, ranking the world. Having a data center is a big plus. There are so many benefits of that. So from infrastructure, also for security reason, also for even benefits and business continuity. So anything happen, we can still do in our business. So we no worry for anything. We can back up all our data in one place, and then business continuity, anything let's say anything happen, disaster happen in anywhere in the world, like India, where our system is now, with the data center, we can recover the system everywhere else, and then we are moving forward. So I'll leave it there to my brothers also to have time to say it. Thank you.
Sure. I would like to make a quick follow-up here, Collins, from you. Bros, support, bear with me, I beg. So, Collins, listen, Vincent says, for example, what makes the data center one of the pillars is the fact we are not going to be saving or storing our data elsewhere and paying for it. However, people have owned it while saving their data without. So what is it? What makes it different, our case, that we only think that we own it when we own our own data center, Collins?
Yeah, so if you look at it, we're talking about the pillar. One of the pillar, yes, you said people have owned it. We know Amazon has data center and they have a marketplace. That's true. They have cash register. So he's talking about big company. Domain, do they have it? Yeah, they have domain, but they are not, they can have domain for Amazon, but do they supply domain? They are not domain supply like GoDaddy. They own it just for themselves. So, and if you go into Amazon, you are under the pillar of Amazon, the business. So everything you do is owned by Amazon. Then Ms. Ashfara built this business in such a way that the business can be replicable for each and every one. So you are not, ONPASSIVE is owned by Ms. Ashfara, complete. But what do you own? You own Comfort, bro. Oliver own Oliver, Jeffrey, Morlock own Jeffrey within that business. So the business is replicated to even as many people who decide to come into ONPASSIVE to own a business within ONPASSIVE. So it's like you are a partner to Ms. Ashfara. Just imagine somebody go to your site, Comfort, or Collins Manor. You know, everything is just there. Good customer service. They come out. They say, my goodness, I went to Collins Manor site. It was great. The customer service was fantastic. Everything running under is powered by ONPASSIVE. It's the webmaster that modernize everything, load the site with product. Remember, when you give that particular bid, webmaster, say you don't have developers or those who manage your site, give it to third party, what will happen? Every day you have to knock their door. Please, can you make this site dynamic? They will charge you. Then now we have total control of managing that site. And all of this, they are all heavy data. They go to the data center. You know, so your data, as Vincent said, is more secure because all of the product, they are all big data. So that you have to manage it for business continuity, analyzing it. Though some people own it, but how many companies can own it, like Mr. Mufareh, like ONPASSIVE? Very few, very, very few. You know, you can talk the likes of, okay, Amazon, little bit few. You can talk the likes of Google, not everything. You can talk the likes of Facebook, just one. They have just Facebook domain. Do they have data center? Doubt it. They don't have it. I don't think they have data center. Or maybe they have a tiny bit just to host. But we will be a data center provider where other company can use it. Remember when Mr. Alfara built, he productized it where we can still make money out of it, not only for us to own it, but how do we supply it for others to come and get a low and effective environment to run their own business? You don't have to come in and become a founder, but you can say, all right, how do I come in to use your product to better my own business? I can come and use the product. For instance, business can come in and say, you know what, they have the best staff, human resource management tool. Go for it. What are they doing with it? It's business tool. A business will use that particular tool to manage their own business, to grow effectively. Where would their data be stored? In our data center, where they can use a lot of things and they know it is secured within ONPASSIVE to grow. So very few companies have completely owned it. But Mr. If I look at it and say, you know what, we cannot rely on third party, because if you said, Comfort, you cannot give what you don't have, all of us will never give. When they said you will go out and do good, all of us, the reason why they brought us, for us to give us time and financial freedom so we can take that our time to go out and do good. If they don't put it in that particular model where the excess is coming to your pocket, where the company is earning more but paying less out just to pay the bills and everything, but everything is done in-house, imagine what will happen in ONPASSIVE. The biggest. And at that time, all of us will just grow and explode like this, and the excess will just flush out to mankind. And that's what Mr. Asmufra is trying to do. He's doing. It's not that he's trying to do, he's doing already.
Yes, that was just a powerful one, and it's just the beginning, guys. Go ahead and share this widely. This is information for free. Mr. Mufareh is giving to us, and this is what our brothers here in the panel are trying to do by taking it deep down to everybody. So, Jeffrey, what you would do is just listen to the four guys, because we were coming to discuss the 4 pillars. And so far, I am understanding that we make them 4 pillars because that is what makes us say aloud that we own it. So I would like you at the end of the 4 to make a powerful statement or what you take from the fact that we own it based on these 4 pillars. So Uncle Bob, it's yours now. Just go from wherever you want, please.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening. Greetings from Bel Air. Good to see you, my brother. Jeffrey, it's always a pleasure. My fellow brothers, Oliver, Vincent, and Colin, Sister Comfort, you know how I feel about you. It's always a pleasure. I think when it became eminent to Mr. Ash's mind that this is where he was going, he started building a picture. which has been morphing, has been growing, and now we can see it as the 4 pillars that he tells us. This is something that has been in his mind. Remember, he told us that he wants us to be independent, to be free of any influence, free of any disruption, free of any harassment or anything. And in this world that we are today, if we want to come in at this scale, this magnitude, then you have to figure out a way that you come in and you set yourself free. And the only way that he does that is to make sure he gets these 4 pillars. When he puts these 4 pillars in place, he guarantees the sustainability and the continuity of ONPASSIVE for generations to come. I look at it this way: the 4 pillars. I see the OES, our ONPASSIVE ecosystem, as being the nucleus, the one that is in the middle, that everything else connects to it. The nucleus, the base. So you see, you have the OES, the data center depends on the OES, it saves the data, right? We have you have the OES, you have our processors, they are processing what transactions that are within the OES. We have our domain registrar. Okay, all of us are going to have our website. What is running on our website? It is our OES and the products that we have. So the OES is a central critical component within these 4 pillars. So let me just focus on it real quick. I know we are running out of time. You see, Mr. Ash has built the most robust, complex information system, the OES. We say it is superior, it is sophisticated, it is secure, and it comes with single sign-on. The products that are within inside OES, let me just take one, for instance, and Jeffrey made mention, so let me expatiate on something that he said. The products of ONPASSIVE, we have one. We know right now OConnect is coming. OConnect is the most advanced audio-video conference platform that the world has ever seen. We are working with these products. We have a variation of them that we see every day. There is nothing like OConnect that is coming. Let us use the base features that we have that we all know, like conducting polls, or the themes, or the music background, or their prompter, or the resource, and all the features that we know, right? As that is, it is already superior than what we have in the market. But Mr. Ash Mufareh adds the AI components that Jeffrey talked about. So let me jump into that pretty quickly. He has mentioned this about 2 or 3 times in the last few weeks. I remember the meeting of the 10th, he talked about finalizing the AI components on 360. He talked about it again, that everything is done. Their final push for the AI component. What are these components? He talks about translations. Translations, that's, auto language translations. There is no video conference that does that right now as we speak. He talks about closed caption. So for the hearing impaired, that means people who cannot hear, the system is displaying that instant real-time translation of what is going on in different languages. You can see it on your screen if you cannot hear. Closed caption, then noise cancellation. You know what that means? That is a work of ingenuity. Noise cancellation, that means the system has used voice recognition and is able to take your voice and synchronize it with the microphone of the device that you are using, and then considers everything else as noise. So it cancels it. That means you can be at an airport, with as noisy as it is, or at Starbucks, or in a train station, or anywhere, and you are on your ONPASSIVE OConnect session without any interruption. The people that are with you in your meeting, you can be presenting and nobody's hearing any noise. That's what Mr. Ash is bringing to us. Those are the revolutionary AI components that he's talking about, that are about to enable. Then you have video background, guys. So imagine, comfort, you are sitting there, there is a video playing in your background. Video background with whatever theme that you want. And then it has also text to speech. Those are revolutionary, disruptive, innovative features that we don't know about. There is none. Name it: Microsoft Teams, Cisco WebEx, Zoom, all of them. We use all of them. There is none like that. So when Mr. Ash Mufareh talks about we are going to own the video conference platform this year, it is true. It is 100% true that we are going to own it. We are going to own it. Maybe even by summer, as soon as the world finds out that ONPASSIVE is here, OConnect is here, connecting the world at an instant, it is really going to take root and move. And then, of course, it is secure. You know, this system is secure. They are deploying, to me, what I think, from my understanding as a third-party risk analyst, they are deploying a cybersecurity framework that we call zero trust. Everything is, they are constantly validating. You know, don't be fooled that when you come in and it's a single sign-on, you sign on and you are into the system, that's it. No, the system is constantly validating you throughout your digital interaction until you sign out. So you are constantly being checked. You know, your access and everything is being checked. So, I mean, I'm just going to leave it there. I think these 4 pillars, as they're coming on, and we know they are, Mr. Ash has told us they are all there. We should have a sigh of relief and just wait for Monday to start seeing what happens to all of us. Thank you.
Sure, bro. Thanks. Delivered just as usual, but something stood out. That all that Mr. Mufareh is doing is to do what? To guarantee sustainability and continuity. That's powerful.
Yes.
That was powerful for me, though. So thank you, and over to you, Brother Oliver. Just go from anywhere. Thanks.
Yeah, hi. I want to thank everybody, my brothers here, Bob, Collins, Vincent, and Jeffrey. You are an ONPASSIVE mobile encyclopedia. You gave the total from the beginning to the end till yesterday, about 12 hours ago. That passed what happened yesterday. That was a good one, bro. Thank you very much for that. Yes, when my brothers here, they've talked. Let me just summarize in the short way. I know we are running out of time. That we have control. We the 4 pillars. We have the internet. We have control over the internet space. This is not that we are talking with water in our mouth, or the CEO is mentioning with water in his mouth. We will own it. Why are we going to own it? Look at our AI cloud computing with multiple regions. With multiple regions, there's no third party that is involved in anything that we own. So we determine the price for any product that we are building. We determine that price. And when we determine the price, tell me, any of the other providers that are in the market, how can they compete with us? How can they cannot compete with us, because OConnect alone reside in our own AI cloud computing with multiple regions. We should remember that this is the second data AI cloud computing that we are having, data center that we are getting. The first one had the capacity of 1 billion. We don't know the capacity of this new one.
Unlimited.
So, bam, that is it. So when we talk about control, the price, ONPASSIVE will determine its price for any product, and our product are above market value. Look at OConnect. Let's talk about only the OConnect that we're talking about. It's above market value. The other provider, they can play around with, they store their data where? Third party. How can they compete with us when we have our own? When you come to us, we give you a good price, a price that is we provide the best value with the lowest cost. So there's no company that can stand us because we have that control. We have the control. That's why I just want to make us to understand that. Come again, guys. Our cloud data center. That is the biggest. It comes with all layers of security. Remember that AI alone, when you talk about artificial intelligence, it comes with its own security. And our data center is being developed, our data center with advanced technology. With advanced technology. From the firewalls all the data that comes from the firewalls come with SSL and TLS. That is mobile, when any data that flows in and out. Then the one that rests in that it also rests in our data center is also encrypted, secured. The corridors within the data center, remember that is AI. When it's AI, it dictates and pre-attack or defense any attack that is coming. So, but guys, don't sit any day or any of our clients or customers will say our environment is not secured. You are the problem. ONPASSIVE is not the problem because we are secured 100% or 99. Let me take it back. We don't say 100% in security. We say 90 or 99%. But you trust, but you verify. So we should understand that we are in an environment that our data center, come again, the cables that I've checked almost all the other providers, the cables that are connected to our data center, the CEO mentioned it about a year ago, fiber optic. Fiber optic comes with its own security. The laser on top of the fiber optic, the speed alone, when you look now at our O Connect, now that they've moved it from the other provider to our own environment, look at the speed. When you just click to our OES, it's gone. You want to take your mouse anywhere, the speed is there. That's to tell that we provide the best of the product with the minimal cost effective. Cost effective. So tell me how we are going to own the market. The CEO told us again the other day that as O Connect is coming out the best, that is how all the other products are going to come out the best. How can you fight us? We have that control. Let me go back again. That control, we have that control to determine our price. If you want to cut it down to $10, the CEO can say that I'll cut it down to $2 because we have that control. So please, guys, where we are fine. Nobody can even come and stand us. Look at domain registrar. Domain registrar, you own a domain, you own a website that it changes. Maybe the CEO told us last time, it will change maybe every day or every week if we want to. If we want to, it will change all the time. you understand? So that domain registrar alone, you own it and you sell it also to make money. I heard my brother and colleagues, they were talking about with Jeffrey Morlock. That is your property. Your domain is your property. And the value goes up. It's like real estate market. That it appreciate. It appreciate. Look at one other thing. AI is not the digital transformation that is taking place in the digital world. Do you think I'll give my domain name .com or .net? No, .ai, because the future is .ai. The future of the internet space is .ai.
Yes.
The market is there for us. We own it. When the CEO said that we own it, we own it. Look at our payment processor. The CEO said yesterday about the Visa card, the MasterCard, they will start it in India. What does that tell you? We own our own payment processor that is coming out this year. What is that? Our O bank. When you have the O bank, what next? You determine the price. Customer comes in, the Visa card and the MasterCard comes there. You get it, you put it in your shop, you buy, you sell it. People use your Master Visa card, you make money. Oh man, guys.
Right.
We are fine to the highest level. If anybody is the body is not fired up, then I don't know how you want to fire up. And as from
we need to take them to the campfire.
as from the 29, what the CEO told us last night, as from the 29, Monday the 29, this Monday, the next 24 hours or 48 hours, the game is on. The game is on. By the end of the month, by the end of February, or from mid-February, or whatever, the game is on. Our life will never be the same again. Our life will never be the same again. Financial freedom and time freedom. Thank you very much, Sister Comfort.
Listen, guys, when you hear Oliver Fonte say, we are fine, you can take that to the bank. I can assure you, listen, this is ONPASSIVE. You know, Jeffrey, I love listening, but then I like words that cling louder in my ears. That's the kind of music I like listening to. Obviously, I'm African, yeah? So he says, we determine the price, you know, for every product that which means that's the reason for which we own it. So that sounds like ONPASSIVE dictates the tune in the software development industry. That was my understanding. Because the tune that we make here is the one every customer, every user would like to listen to. They have said quite a lot, Jeffrey, and the ball now is in your court from a non-technical but a very powerful perspective. We would like to hear something from you. You would surely like to admit yourself. I'm very sure.
There we go. It took me a minute. I'm like, oh, where's it at? Where's it at? Now, you had indicated a little bit ago. Do you want me to talk about all 4 of those points?
No, what I'm saying, you know,
Okay.
when you listen to them, they are trying to explain and make us understand how these are the 4 pillars of ONPASSIVE,
Right.
And that is our pride, and that's what makes us say we own the internet,
Right.
because of these 4. So based on what they have said, what remark, what comment do you want to make? It's all yours, bro.
Well, you know, I love, man, all of them. You know, you got to love a tech because they get tunneled in and they know their stuff, you know. But the big point here for me, my takeaway from what they're saying is data center, data center, data center. And I agree. Now, we got 4 pillars, right? And they were listed in a certain way, but if you'll allow me a few minutes, if we rearrange those, maybe we can make it a little easier to understand. First and foremost, I would take pillar number 1 as our data center, right? I mean, it's been for a long time. We've been working on this. We know what it's all about. The text talks about cloud computing, right? The delivery of computing services, storage, databases, networking, software, analytics, all this stuff, right? And intelligence over the internet, right? Now, if we drill down, and this goes directly to the question you had a little bit ago about why are we going to be, no, the question was, why is a data center a pillar? Well, let me tell you something. If you drill down into what these guys are talking about, and you actually look down, you're going to see that the data center is actually a double-edged sword. I mean, when we're using our own resources to store all of our own data, we're not paying millions of dollars to somebody else, hello AWS, right, to store it for us. We're in control of it, and we're saving a ton of money. On the other side of that, when you drill right down into cloud computing, there's 4 main services. Now get this, right? There is serverless, right? There is information as a service, there's platform as a service, and the one we all know and love, which is software as a service. So I shouldn't have to explain software as a service because that's exactly what we are. However, serverless computing is a piece of, it's like hardware and software that provides functionality for other programs and devices. And I say this because it's a cloud computing model that allows developers to build and run applications without having to manage back-end infrastructure. That's important to us. Why? Because ONPASSIVE now has all that back-end infrastructure, so we can jump into that space, right? So that's just not our data center for us. That's now going out and offering these services to other people. Infrastructure as a service the same way. It's a cloud service model that provides computing, storage, network, server, virtualization, right? We've got our own stuff going. We can now offer all that stuff, right? Infrastructure as a service. We can now offer that to a ton of other people. Same thing with platform as a service. All 4 of these, once you drill down, ONPASSIVE said, Ash said specifically, we're going to be in every sector on the planet, and this is how we're doing it. Because when you do platform as a service, that's a complete cloud environment. It includes everything that developers need to build on and to manage their applications. So if they don't have to have it and we got it, they're buying it from us, all right? So we become the Amazon. And obviously software as a service, that's really cool stuff too. So that's why data centers, in my opinion, is the first pillar. Because when you have data centers and you have all this networking and all this computability and all this data, everything that you can do with it, then your second pillar, that's when we're going to have, okay, we've got all this stuff with all this software, the entire platform. Now we're going to slap on top of that. We're going to give it the ICANN, and we're going to be the registrar. So now we can go at, we can sell from A to Z on the internet, domains, right? And obviously with IDNs, and talk about domain and all of that. So that's going to be absolutely huge. On top of that, the fourth pillar, or it was the fourth. I'd call it probably the third or whatever one I'm on. You're talking about the payment processing solution. So you've got the networking capability, which is the physical structures and the software and the data. On top of that, you put the ICANN registration so you can reach the world. On top of that, you put on the money so that you can go out, and once you reach the world, you can now interact and you can throw money back and forth and transfer it and do all sorts of neat stuff. And then the last pillar, obviously, the EOS, which is, like our text said, that's the bread and butter. That's the cash cow, because all of our products and everything is coming from that particular platform. So when you stack those on top of each other like that, and then you say, we own and control every bit of that, that answers to your question, how is it that we can do all this, and what does that mean that we can control the pricing? Think about this. We not only own all the data, all the software, we wrote it from scratch, right? I mean, from the bottom up. There is no third party in there. We own it, we control it, we charge what we want. And one of the texts said earlier, when we can do that, we're not paying third party people to do something which jacks up the cost of the price of the product. So we got that going for us. Secondarily, when we have the best product on the market at the most least expensive price, and it's all integrated, it's all been written to work together, we can dictate the price across the economy, because now we're the leader. Now we're the sought after. Now we're the ones that are writing the rules, and everybody's trying to catch up with us. So I hope I didn't take, but yeah, my mind is just like,
yes,
I like what he said. You will not be the same after next week.
Indeed, Jeffrey, I'm just proud of myself, because my question, I thought it was quite confusing, but then you answered it just exactly what I wanted to hear. You gave me the response. Thank you so much, Comfort. You did well. Thank you. So let's take a quick round. I know that there's a bit of pressure, but let's not be under pressure, because we'll catch up at some point with our brother Chris Johnson. Let's just take this round and feed our family who are here, guys. So, Uncle Oliver, I'll start from you, go to Uncle Bob, Vincent, Collins, and then Jeffrey will make a 32-second closing remark for us. So, Brother Oliver, over to you, please. Briefly, whatever thing you have to add, go for it, please.
Well, I just want to say, we are in a better place now, because we are going to provide the most valuable product with the lowest cost, and we have control over our business, and we'll determine the price, and we'll kill everything that comes into the market. Thank you, guys. Be prepared. The game is on.
Indeed, it's on. Go on, Uncle Bob.
Yes, I think it was Jeffrey. Jeffrey also made mention when he spoke earlier about how those other two merchants impacted us, maybe our delivery or the time that it took. I'm going to differ from that a little bit. I'm going to quote my sister, Dr. Pickham, to say that everything is exactly as it was supposed to be, Jeffrey. I think with that delay also helped us, to take care of so many other things. And I'll end, as I always say, Mr. Ash Mufareh is focused. Ash Mufareh is prepared. And he is ready, steady. So we are going to be just fine. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
I
say, I was, what I need to say thanks to Mr. Ash Mufareh and his whole team, everyone, all on ONPASSIVE. We know that everything Mr. Ash said to us is delivering them now. So people should understand that this is we have an issue with the merchants. That's why the payment has delayed. But thanks God, everything is going well, successfully. And then he's a man of his word. I know he's going to deliver everything. So very soon we'll be happy. And then ONPASSIVE, this is the biggest company in the world. Well, I believe, and that's what I think. So with all we have, is the best company so far, so good. Thank you, Mr. Ash, and your team.
Sure. Thanks, Brother Vincent. You say very soon we'll all be happy. I think I'm happy already. That's why I'm on fire. So, Collins, over to you, please.
Yes, I just want to thank everyone, thank my brother. Like Bob said, for every delay is an opportunity for us to learn. Yeah, so For those who always sit back and they say, no, I'll wait until when it is there and then I'll learn, you're really making a big mistake. Always try to learn, because there is a lot of information. Honestly, ONPASSIVE is enormous. But if you're waiting right at the last hour, you are killing yourself, because you own a business and you have to prepare yourself to run your business. ONPASSIVE will not wait for us, but we need time to catch up. And I don't want to catch up with time. I want to use this opportunity to learn my business before it kicks on. And we are in a better place, as my brothers, they've said. I'm so happy and blessed to be part of ONPASSIVE.
Powerful indeed. So over to you, Jeffrey. I just want to stop here, since you are the last speaker for the session. We don't know who's watching us now. We don't know who will watch us even in a couple of years in future. This message will still remain relevant. So just address both those who are just playing about, they don't want to engage, and those who are hearing us talk about this and they are not doing anything, and whoever stumbles on this, what kind of opportunity we're presenting here. Jeffrey.
Wow. Absolutely. ONPASSIVE. Let's see, how do you even begin something? That's pretty big. That's pretty big. I love it. But we're addressing folks that aren't sure of what we are and what we're doing. Okay. ONPASSIVE is an AI IT company that is massive. It's come onto the scene in the last 5 years. It's really rolled out in the last 1 year. Do a search and look at our marketing and branding. Look at what we've done in Dubai. Look at the Burj Khalifa. Look at the train station. Look at the innovation labs and all the stuff that we've got going on. The data centers, the hub over in India, being on just about every continent, now opening up a network that pulls those continents together, and all the offices and the regional businesses that we've opened up as a result, not to mention the strategic partnerships. There's at least a dozen of them that are very, very high powered. All of these things together are behind the one thing that you probably see, and that's the tip of the iceberg that you talked about, Comfort, which is that OES, the ONPASSIVE ecosystem. Now, that's all you need to know for right now, but you do need to understand the ONPASSIVE ecosystem is a digitally powered platform that is an abbreviated internet. It will allow you to manage or maintain any online business or presence that you have in the next coming years. As we roll products out, it has everything that you will need. It will be less expensive. It will be superior to anything out there. It's all been programmed and coded to work together, and it's all integrated and automated with AI, and we aren't going anywhere. You need to come to us. So if you don't understand ONPASSIVE, put ONPASSIVE in the Google search engine and just get on with your life, because if you're not on board, then you're going to be missing out. And this is not something that's going to cost you anything to start either. You can jump in here and you can get all sorts of freebies, and you can start checking things out and listening to what we're doing and watching what we're doing. And you will see, even as we have done for 5 years, we are progressing. It's methodical, it's strategic, it's by design, and it's happening, and it's going to happen in a very big way next week. So get on board and get your life started. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you, guys. Thank you, brothers, for your time, for the dedication and everything. I think that all you do is not going unnoticed, and proof is what you see our people say on the chat. Guys, thank you for those who have shared, and let's keep sharing. This is powerful information. We can't keep it to ourselves. I think everybody who's here now knows where they are. They know exactly what we are doing. Let's share it to feed the rest of the world. Thank you for coming. Tomorrow is Sunday, and of course, Heroes Webinars comes at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We invite everybody, starting from Mr. Jeffrey Morlock to anybody else watching us here. Guys, show up on time. It's going to be business as usual. We love you all. Thank you, brothers, and see you soon. Bye.